And now we have stopped at the car graveyard. As far as you can see, on acres and acres of land, nothing but cars. Look at them all. And this is the shopping cart, a wheelbarrow. As far as you can see, 80% off of high quality parts. Okay guys, I'm back from the car graveyard and I have scavenged a part. This here is a bezel to the center console to a 2004 Pontiac Grand Prix 3.8 liter engine. And these are hard to find and very expensive online because they don't make Pontiac anymore. So this was a good find. These will cost you anywhere between $70 and $150 online. Let's get to changing out the console. As you can see right here, this is the console. This is the information module right here. This console is broken because this car sat for quite a long time and the sun cracked it out. The sun dried it, made it brittle, and it just cracked. So the tools you usually need to take this off is a Phillips screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, a Torx 10, and a plastic pry tool. Now usually you take a plastic pry tool in here, in between the pieces, and you push in and you pop these out. And it has these little metal connectors that come out. Since this is already broken, I'm not going to have to do a lot of prying. But over here, as you can see, there is the little black ring that goes over the ignition switch. You want to take a flathead screwdriver and just go around the ignition, and this just comes right off of there, very simply. And you can just sort of pull it out where these clips are, and the rest of it comes out just like that. These clips right here are what's holding it in, as you can see, and it has become brittle over time. Now usually when you pop this forward, you would have to unplug this, the instrument panel. You push these two tabs down and you pull back, and that unplugs. So the reason why we need a Phillips screwdriver is this information panel, this we're going to have to take off of this bezel, and it has two Phillips screws right here at the bottom. You'll want to keep the original from your car, because if you put a different used one on, it may not work right. So if yours isn't damaged and the one in this car is not, it's best to put your original back in. Then next, there are two bolts that takes Torx 10 here and here, and we're going to take those two screws out. So in total, there's going to be 4 different bolts or screws, whichever you want to call them, and then this should just come right off of there. Now here is the original, And we're gonna put the original. You wanna take the original, and you see how there's buttons here, and there's 3 holes for the buttons to line up. And we're gonna want to line it up here just like that. And we're going to take the screws that are Phillips, and we're going to tighten that in. Not too tight. Don't Incredible Hulk tight it, because it's just 2 plastic pieces, but make sure it's good and firm when you tighten it. Then I'm going to take the 2 Torx 10s, screws, and I'm going to make sure that's tightened on each side. And then here's the second one on this side. Now these parts are very hard to find, and like I said, these cost between, you know, $70 and close to $150 in eBay. Here's what it looks like once it's in there together. Now this has a plastic protruding piece coming out of the bottom, which means right here, if you can get right here, this little hole, I'm gonna put the left side in. Make sure you get over the gear shift and make sure there's no keys or anything in the hole. Make sure you clear everything out of the way. As you're putting this back together, don't forget to plug in the control unit, the information center, this module here. Make sure the plastic clips are out and plug it in until it clips. Okay? And then I'm going to start down here at the lower left corner and push in. You want to make sure everything's out of your way. You see, you can hear it kind of clip when everything's in place, and it's going to be flush with your stereo and your thermostat. Then you don't want to forget the plastic ring that goes over the ignition switch. You line up the O, the first O, straight above the ignition switch until it kind of clicks into place. And then that is exactly how it's done. Earlier I said if you were going to change this, you would want to use a plastic pry tool to go up here and to start pulling this out like this. That's how you would start changing it. But of course, in my situation, it was already broke off. As in this one that was all broke. And this bezel cost $6 at the junkyard or the car graveyard, and we saved a lot of money. So that is exactly how you change that out. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. This has been another Garage Time with Goody, and until next time, guys, have a good day.